remember when he was born, he came out crying. And with 26 weeks, there's 85% chance of survival. The biggest thing that they had told me was the lungs. So when he came out crying, I think I probably cried too. We didn't have a NICU support specialist in the hospital where we were. I mean, we had the support of the nurses and the physicians, but there was no one really outside of that to help us with, it was emotional. And I mean, the nurses and doctors were great, but they were mainly there for Josh. The first time I got to hold him, he was a week old. Kevin couldn't be there because he was working. And I had called over to him and said, they're gonna let me hold him, can you be here? And it was crazy in the emergency department and he just couldn't get out. And I felt, so it was mixed emotions because I was so excited that I was going to get to hold my son, but his father couldn't be there for it. So after the pictures that we have, I'm of course crying and I'm just holding this tiny baby, and I remember when I was holding him, he's wrapped in 3 different blankets, and even with the 3 different blankets, he's so skinny. And just looking at his little face and thinking to myself, please be okay, because he just looked still so sick. And there's no way that he would be alive, let alone as wonderful and as crazy as he is now, without the research that the March of Dimes does.
I had a mentor, I should call him, in the pediatric emergency department where I worked as a resident. And he told me, I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. I probably shouldn't say how long, but he told me he remembers when, 26 weeks, he'd turn to the parents and say, sorry, and that was it. There's nothing you could do. And that's, in his lifetime, we've managed to push back so far. And there's so much more that we can do. And I just feel like this is something that's rife with opportunity to help so many people. Taking Josh as an example, steroids steroids definitely saved his life. And I mean, steroids, a very, very cheap, very easy to get drug, totally turned my kid around. And I'm wondering how many other drugs out there are like that we just don't know about yet. I feel like it's great that we can get 26, 25, 24 weeks babies, but I feel like that we can do better, that there's more that we can do. And I feel like to a certain extent, we owe you guys. We're a happy, healthy family now because someone before us stepped up and said, we can do better. There's more we can do. And I feel like it's our job. I feel like we have to give back at this point because we've been so lucky.